So, one of the reasons we eat is to make sure we have all of those vitamins and minerals and amino acids and everything our bodies need. But another reason is that our food gives us energy, right? So, all these different things, fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, they give us energy. Okay? So, energy comes in from the sun, absorbed by plants, photosynthesis. We get carbon dioxide and water, glucose forms, and then the outcome from photosynthesis, glucose gets converted into simpler substances, energy is released. Okay? So that's one energy process, but we don't undergo photosynthesis in our bodies. All right? So when we look at macronutrients, okay, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, we get these different energy values. So fat, we get about 9 calories per gram. Carbohydrates and proteins give us approximately 4 calories per gram. Okay, these are rounded off to one significant figure. All right, so something like lauric acid is going to give us 8 calories per gram. Sucrose gives us 3.8 calories per gram. Okay, we get less energy from sugar because there's more oxygen in it. We looked at this back in chapter 5 with oxygenated fuels. We get less energy from those. All right. Now, one of the things is to balance your calorie intake and your calorie output. So if you are super sedentary, you need fewer calories than if you are really active. And depending on your age and how your metabolism is working, you need a little bit different calorie requirement as well. And so if you sit around and play video games all day, you're going to need fewer calories than somebody that is, say, hiking all the time or training for a marathon, etc. Okay, so different different amounts of calories for different people. And then if you take too many calories in, that's when you start to gain weight. All right, so again, we get, these values here for our carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And remember, the kilocalorie is the same thing as the capital C that is given on our food. So let's see if we can make sense of all of this. All right, so we're going to have two scenarios here. We want to know first, how many calories will you gain from eating one slice of pizza if your pizza has 13 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and 29 grams of carbs? And then what if you're at a party and you have a piece of pizza, a soda, and an ice cream? How many calories are you going to gain in total? Okay, so I'm going to switch to another slide so I have room to write. All right, so for that pizza, we had 13 grams of protein and we have 4 calories per gram. All right, so we're going to take 13 grams times 4 calories per gram. Add to that our fat. So we had 10 grams of fat times 9 calories per gram. And then we had 29 grams of carbs times 4 calories per gram. And so for that one slice of pizza, we end up with 258 calories. So that's if you only eat one slice of pizza. If you eat more than one slice of pizza, it's a lot more calories. All right, now, what if we do the whole meal? You eat the one slice of pizza, you have that one soda, and then you have some ice cream too. All right, so for the soda, all right, that was 0 grams of protein and 0 grams of fat. And then we had 51 grams of carbs. Giving us 204 calories. Okay, and then our ice cream. That is 8 grams of protein. And 28 grams of fat. and then 44 grams of carbs. Giving us 460 calories for that particular serving of ice cream. And so altogether, one slice of pizza plus one soda plus one serving of ice cream resulted in a meal of 922 calories, right? And this is approximate and rounded off, but approximately 922 calories from just one slice of pizza, a soda, and ice cream, okay? Now, when you look at a nutrition label, all right, here on this nutrition label, we see that we have calories from fat, 35, okay? And then we have total fat, 4 grams. So, does this make sense? Well, if we have 4 grams of fat, and we have 9 calories per gram, that's 36 calories. So yeah, that makes sense, because remember, these numbers are all rounded off to only one significant figure on there for our calories per gram. And then on your nutrition label, it's also rounded off. And so it absolutely stands to reason that somewhere along the way, something got rounded down, and that's why they're reporting 35, but my mass is 36. So yeah, it totally makes sense. Now, doing various different activities is going to help you burn calories. Now, this is all an average amount, okay? Because remember, different bodies need different amounts of calories, which means that different bodies are going to burn different amounts of calories, okay? And so if you think about that, these are average amounts. It's not each individual person will absolutely burn this exact number of calories per hour with these activities. So it depends on your body, it depends on your metabolism, it also depends on the effort you're putting into your activity. And so this is saying, this is corresponding to approximately 1 calorie per kilogram of body mass per hour. So again, it's going to vary a little bit with size and age, but it's an average. So let's go back to that question with how many calories did we get from our pizza, soda, and ice cream? Well, on the previous slide, which I can't go back to because of the way the recording's working, but you can go back if you've downloaded the slides. You can look, and what you see is that for swimming, all right, swimming is going to burn 510 calories per hour. All right, so we're going to figure out how long you have to swim to burn off your pizza, okay? And then, let's say you don't have access to a pool and you ate that whole meal. So you're just going to walk. Let's say, to think back to when we were all in lockdown for COVID and we couldn't really go anywhere, but we could take walks around our neighborhoods, or we could take walks around our places that we lived. And so if you ate all of that during COVID, how long would you have to walk to burn all of that off? Walking burns an average of 196 calories per hour based on that previous chart. Okay, so I'm going to switch slides just so I have room to write. Okay, so our first one is swim to burn off pizza. Okay, so our pizza was 258 calories, and swimming is going to do the 510 calories per hour. All right, now 258 is less than 510, which tells me it's going to be less than an hour to do the swimming. So when I do the math on this, I'm actually going to put it into minutes. That way it's a little bit more quantifiable. All right, so we're going to take our 258 calories times 1 hour for every 510 calories. And then we have 60 minutes in 1 hour. So again, what I'm doing is called a conversion. And so if you look, calories and calories will cancel, hours and hours will cancel, and I'm left with minutes. All right, so what I get is 30.4 minutes. So I'd have to swim, or the average person would have to swim for approximately just over a half hour to burn off the calories from the pizza. All right, now let's do walk to burn off whole meal. Okay, so remember the whole meal was 922 calories, and walking burns 196 calories per hour. Okay, well, 922 is definitely more than 196, so I'm going to leave this one in hours. Okay, so we're going to do 922 calories times 1 hour for every 196 calories. Again, those will cancel. And what I'm going to get is 4.7 hours. So I'd have to walk for almost 5 hours to burn off that whole meal. Now, some of those calories you would want, though, because you do have to eat a certain number of calories in order to keep your body functioning. But if you've eaten over the calories you need to keep your body functioning, this is what you would need to do to burn off those excess calories.